After you click on the Ppm icon on your desktop to open the program, this is the first screen that you will see. I have previously discussed the administrator operations on the first tutorial. This demonstration is primarily for the user, but can also be used by the administrator. After the administrator has assigned you a username and a password, when you get to this screen, click on the down arrow under User, select your username, and then enter the password that you were assigned. Then click Submit. By clicking on the View Property, Enter Data button, this will open the main program form to the first building that is in the program. If you have multiple buildings in your program, click on the down arrow under Building Name and select the building you would like to review. Once that is selected, all of the information regarding that building will be loaded in to this form. As you can see, there's a great deal of information that may be recorded on this form. The type of facility, whether you have assessor's information, who the owner of the property is, its address, year built, parcel number, the total square footage of the building, the type of construction, etc. You can also include information such as the type of foundation, flooring type, number of parking spaces. If you have a multi-story building, you may view the floor square footage by clicking on this green bar. That will open a subform that shows you the square footage of each floor, floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, etc. It'll also total those square footages for a total building square footage. You can add additional floors if you have them by going to the last arrow in the navigation bar and clicking to add an additional floor. In this case, we will not do this. Just close the form when you're finished viewing the square footage. On this form, you have a place for the contact name for the building, who runs the building, their phone number, and their email. In the comment section, you may enter any type of information that you want up to 255 characters. To the right of this form, you'll see a number of boxes, such as for the assessor's information, appraisal information, parcel map, emergency shutoff locations. Clicking on this Help button, you will notice that you need to contact the administrator to load files in these fields. The administrator has special instruction on how this is done. But to view this information, for example, if you want to view the parcel map, go over the box, double-click, and the parcel map for that property will be open. These are all PDF files and may be modified, and notes may be put on them for your own information. There are 3 main data entry areas on the report form for reports. They are the Equipment Systems Report, which records equipment that you have in your building. This is normally equipment that is attached to the building that's primarily for building support, such as an air handler, cooling tower, boiler, etc. The next area for reports are service contracts, and this shows you and tracks the service contracts you have on the various equipment in your building. The third area is the square foot, linear foot, each items report, which includes all types of data regarding things such as cabinets, flooring. In this case, I've put in asphalt paving for your overlay for the driveway, but you can put in anything that you want for tracking in this area of the report. In order to add an additional item to any of these reports, click on the first open box in the left-hand column. In this case, I'm doing the Equipment Systems Report, and I'm going to enter an exhaust fan. In order to move to the next column, just hit Tab. When you get to the date acquired area, insert the date that you had this equipment installed. When you get to the expected life, you may use the drop-down area to select an expected life for the particular piece of equipment that you're putting in. This list is fairly comprehensive, and you can just scroll down. It's listed alphabetically until you find the item that you've installed. In this case, we're looking for an exhaust fan, and we found it. And the estimated expected life for an exhaust fan, electric exhaust fan, is 15 years. This is based on various computations that were done throughout the United States, and this is a reasonable expected life for this type of equipment. Click on exhaust fan and it'll fill in 15 years. You can also include a specific area within an area, such as a room number. Once you have entered this information, you may view your current equipment report to ensure that it has been entered. Click on the View Current Report and you will see that the exhaust fan has been added with the information that you entered. The replacement date that's shown on this form is calculated based upon when you acquired the item and its expected life. As you can see here, the estimated replacement date is 3/5/2031. The replacement cost is calculated using various economic formulas based upon cost of living increase for the last 40 years. And you will see the cost was $500. The cost in 2031 is expected to be $592. That indicates that you should keep an annual reserve of $39.51 in order to replace this item in 2031. Required reserve to date shows you how much you should have on hand as of the date of the report in order for you to have the money to replace it in 2031. When you're through viewing this report, click the X in the upper right-hand corner. It'll return you to the main building form. To delete an item from any of these reports, click on the furthest column to the left. It will turn the line item blue. Right-click and click Delete Record. You will get a warning that you are about to delete this record, and say yes. The record will be deleted. Go back and view a report, and you'll see that item is no longer on the report. Service contracts works the same way. You enter what the service contract is for, who the service provider is, their address, city, state, zip, their telephone number for your reference, the start date of the service contract, the end date, and the term of the contract. To view this information, click View Service Contract Reports, and it'll give you an item-by-item listing of the service contracts you have for this building. Again, to close this report, click the X. The square foot, linear foot, each item's report area is very comprehensive. You can add any items that you wish to track for your building. In this case, I have inserted asphalt paving overlay, 1 inch. The room area, in this case, is the north parking lot. The number of square feet is 3,500 square feet. Date acquired was 2019, 8/14. Expected life for this item, again, you can use a drop-down list for recommended terms of expected life, or you may enter what you believe is the expected life. And also, the cost per linear foot may be adjusted based upon what you actually paid for the installation of asphalt paving. To enter a new item for this particular report, you again may use a drop-down list that has a number of recommended or suggested items, and you'll see this is rather extensive. It's alphabetical, and for example, if you want to add any of these items, all you have to do is to put a check mark in the item that you would like to enter. You'll see here I am entering door, exterior, metal. I click OK, and it's entered. Room area, you can go front entrance. In this case, I'm going to just enter one door. The date acquired, again, you can enter the date that you acquired this new door. And the expected life, again, can be searched using the alphabetical drop-down information sheet, and you'll see that I've got various types: doors, exterior, wood and metal. Estimated life is 50 years, and it enters an amount. You can change that amount based upon how much you paid for that particular door. So you do not have to use the the amount that's listed in the drop-down list. Again, to make sure that this is showing on your report, view the report. You'll see all the information, including when you can expect to have to change this door out, with the tracking information for the cost. Again, to delete this information, click on the leftmost column. The item will turn blue. Right-click, say Delete Record. You'll get a warning, and click Yes. As you can see, you can add items to the drop-down list and adjust costs of existing items. You do this by clicking on the Edit Items list. A small form will come up that lists all of the items that are currently on the drop-down list for the square foot, linear foot in each item's listing. To add a new item, just click Add New Item. You'll get blank space. Type in the item. In this case, I'm just going to say test. As you can see, if I want to retype that, I can just back up and retype. And I enter the square foot, linear foot costs. In this case, I'm going to put in $1.99. And I'm going to save change. This item is now added to the drop-down list that you find under square foot, linear foot items. You may also scroll through this list and delete any items that you would like to delete to make the list shorter, or if you have items you know you will never use. But as you can see, this list is very extensive, and I would recommend keeping most of the items on there for quick reference when filling in the form. When you're finished adding or deleting a record, just hit Close Form. It'll return you to the main building form. The next item I'd like to discuss is printing reports. I recommend that when using this program, you set your default printer on your computer to a PDF printer. This could be the Microsoft PDF printer or any PDF printer you have available. The reason for this is by using the PDF printer, it will produce these reports in a PDF format, save it to your computer so that you may be able to send these reports to whoever you'd care to, such as a committee for finance, or email recipients, what have you. Once you've set your computer to PDF printer, in order to print any of these reports in PDF format, you simply click on the yellow bar over the report that you wish to print. For example, the Equipment Systems report. Click on it. A screen will come up asking you to save the report, and it'll automatically fill in the file name that is the name of the report. You may change this file name to whatever you want for easy reference. For example, you might want to change or add to the end of the report the date of the report. You may also email a report to any recipients that you choose. In order to do that, simply click on the email equipment report or email service contract report, the blue bars above the reports. When you click on that, it'll ask you to tell it which format you would like the report in. I normally send them in PDF format because most users can view and work with PDF files. Clicking on PDF format, say OK. In a brief time, your email program will load and you'll get a screen like this. Type in who you would like to send your report to. In my case, I'm going to send it to myself, and put any notes that you'd like to, and click send. Your email program will send that report to whoever you have indicated. This gives you an idea of the flexibility of this program. When you are finished working with this building, simply click the Close Form and Save button at the bottom of the page. This will save all of your data and return you to the main menu screen. On the main menu screen, you may go back to viewing your property, or you may close your program and you will be returned to your desktop.